7 o'clock, part of the Las Vegas Fantasy Football Conference, going down September 2nd at the front yard located inside Ellis Island. Welcome to another episode of Fantasy Football Safe Space, presented to you by the Fantasy Shot Callers. I'm accompanied with my brother from another mother, Brother Fox, the talk of the town.
Hey, talking fantasy football, baby. It'll be there one day.
Okay. Maybe one day, maybe one day. Below us, but really above us, if you really know fantasy football, the warden, the king of the South, fantasy football big guy. How are you, King?
Hey, you know it, always blessed and highly favored. You know what I'm saying? Just got out of some ham, hocks, and greens. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
Oh,
South. I'm southbound. You know, it's nothing but South over here. King of the South. I'm ready to beat y'all in every league possible. Let's get it and talk about injuries and blue tent boys. Let's
hey,
get it.
look, this man is already harnessing the energy of the South. He's eating chitlins and collard
Yeah,
greens and
hey,
cornbread. He don't come to
yeah.
Vegas
Let
ready.
me.
Brother Fox, before we get started into the injury episode, how can the good folks take care of us?
as always, y'all can give us that HBO special. If you don't know what the HBO special is, that help a brother out special. So help some brothers out. Hit that like button, subscribe. It truly goes a long way.
Yes, sir. So it's the injury episode, man. We're here. Cuts are being made. We're just gonna go down the list and talk about address some of these injuries in the league. I think the first one I seen was Cooper Cup at 7, listed as questionable. Uh, Cooper Cup on track to play week 1. Rams Cooper Cup stated that he is on track to play week 1. Analysis Cup returned to practice field Wednesday after missing multiple weeks. What do you guys think of Cooper Cup, man? I had him as my wide receiver 2 pre-injury. I have him as my wide receiver 3 post-injury. 7, too rich, too high for you guys?
Not at all. I think that's just right. I think we all knew that Cooper Cup was going to be back by the time. Like, sure, hamstring injuries do linger, and it does have an effect on. It may have an effect on him maybe week 1 or week 2.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, Cooper Cup is he's a highly productive receiver. They give it to him in volume. He's going to get his 8 to 12 touches a game, even if he's injured. Hey, Matt Stafford going to key in on him anyway, so he gonna get some balls thrown his way.
True. What you got for us, Biggie?
Hey, well, I seize your dollar and I raise you $2. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I like, you know what I'm saying, Cooper Cup. But I mean, he's a blue tent boy. I mean, we know what time it is. I mean, it's good to start the show off with him. Hamstrings are always, a little scary. I mean, even if it's a slight tweak, is what I read up today. They were talking about there was a slight tweak, and but hey, a slight tweak can become a huge deal. If you get out there and he's gonna catch passes. I'm just worried about kind of like injuries, but I would still draft him. I don't put him at 3. I kind of put him at 4 now. I kind
Mm.
of Tyreek Hill up. I think it moves him up in my. I just want somebody that's gonna get a lot of targets and not get hurt. Tyreek Hill, he has been hurt, but not like Cooper Cup. So
I'm with you, Biggie. I think 7 is too rich for my blood. He's definitely a first rounder, but like you said, hamstrings can be lingering. The O line sucks. Matthew Stafford is struggling to remember players' names. The good
mm,
thing they're going to play from behind, so he's going to get garbage time as well as regular time action. But for me, I got to get a value on him. I do like Tyreek Hill now ahead of him. I'm not really big on Jamar Chase. I
right.
still probably take Cup over Diggs. So I got him as my wide receiver 3. If I get him in that 9th, 10th spot, I feel like that's perfect. But I might take Saquon or Bijan, someone who's already going into the season healthy ahead of him. Uh, any final thoughts on Cooper Cup?
I say eight with my fingers crossed. I
Mm,
say 8 with my fingers crossed. Yeah, that's me.
I feel you. I feel you. Scrolling down, this was news to me.
Ooh.
Amon St. Brown expected to practice next week, so he's expected. Again, it says it was originally reported that St. Brown was expected to practice this week, but the Lions are giving their star receiver a few more days. Looks like he's doing well. What do you guys think? Amon St. Brown, he's someone who's kind of going on that turn at the end of the first, beginning of the second round. Super talented, finishing in the top 10 last year. What are you guys' thoughts on him?
Uh, but
I
I, Oh, go ahead, Fox. Hey, I'll let
I was gonna say I have no concerns. Dan Campbell is a cautious kind of coach, and he realizes, with his other receiver is not only suspended, but he's been hurt this offseason as well. Williams that they drafted last year. I feel that, like, especially with the expectation this year, with expectation comes the possibility of the Lions fans turning on him. So he needs a healthy, productive season from everybody. Dan Campbell. So I feel like Amon-Ra St. Brown, they're just being precautious with him. If he has something lingering, they want to make sure everything is nipped in the butt before week 1.
I'm not mad at that, especially with the departure of Hockenson. He can actually do even more work with Williams out of the picture for gambling and stuff. What you got, Big E?
Hey, well, I just look at what the college says, which I had talked about earlier in a previous show. USC, yes, USC, and Fox about them USC boys. And hey, St. Brown, I think he's done way more than what I thought he was going to do in the last 2 years. And I've been a fan. I've been trying to trade for him, honestly. But if he has any hint of blue tint, I cannot get that brother. And he wore the jersey. He got the jersey on. He's trying to tell us something. He's USC, and he's telling us something. Hey, I'm telling you, yo. Hey, check the warning signs. I'm not going early second now. I mean, mid second, maybe at the end of the second, but he's not gonna go that far. Somebody gonna jump on him.
I feel you. We got a dynasty question. Dynasty, do I trade Kupp and Kincaid for Zay Flowers and Garrett Wilson? I have a chance to draft Zay Flowers right now, but I would trade the pick with Kupp, and he's picking one of the two.
Yes.
I think I do it.
Yes, trade it, because Kupp is always like Seven says, long in the tooth. I just got him in Dynasty, so I'm like the Dynasty professional now. I'm the Dynasty king. Don't even know, I ain't never even played really. But honestly, you go for you. You go for you in Dynasty, and Kupp is not going to be there long. Obviously, he gets hurt, so we're going to see what happens. But I like to hear what y'all think.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Garrett Wilson obviously had a breakout season last year, but his numbers are expected to be even higher this year with Aaron Rodgers. He looked fantastic in preseason, as well as Zay Flowers looked fantastic. And you got to think they only have a 1-year contract with OBJ, so Zay is going to be the definitive wide receiver 1 for them next year. So having 2 wide receiver 1s on potentially 2 decently pass-heavy offenses versus Kupp is immensely talented, yes. But at the same time, like you said, he's long in the tooth. He's 30. Matt Stafford, how long is he going to be there? The Rams are bound for an implosion very soon. And Kincaid is fantastic as well. But again, at the beginning of the season, he's going to be fighting for touches against Knox, and he probably won't be the de facto 1 until next year. So I think Garrett Wilson himself might be able to put up better numbers than Kincaid and Kupp just this year. So if you have a chance to put up chance to get him and Flowers long term, hey, smash that button, play.
Hey, I love it. Sprinkle me. I love that. Yeah. That's what's up.
Man, hopefully we helped, man. Thank you. We appreciate you joining us. Back to the injury list. Let's see who else is on here. I know Davante Adams was hurt, but it looks like he's good to go. Davante Adams' leg to return to practice Wednesday. So 2 days from now, we'll see what's going on. He has an apparent leg injury in practice a few days ago, but the Raiders did not seem concerned. Another guy, 30 years old, long in the tooth, but super, super talented, probably the best pure receiver in the NFL. What do we do, gentlemen? He's going kind of mid-second. I think with his age that ADP is kind of implied. Maybe Jimmy Garoppolo hurts him just a little bit, but he's still a dog. What do you guys think?
I have no reservations against Adams.
What about you, Big E?
Garoppolo, I feel, is my biggest reservation against him. Is he going to be able to? Yeah,
well, I think that I think that Raider is worth drafting, especially where he's going. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna give a little leg hate. You know what I'm saying? He older, like you say. I use your word tonight, long in the tooth. So he don't want to practice. He don't want to practice too much. You know what I'm saying? He is one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. You can't sleep on him, and you can't hate. You know what I'm saying? So if I can get him in a second, mid second, or I mean. He's gonna get. I know, he's gonna get over 100 targets. You know what I'm saying? Easily, because Jimmy G. I mean, he just don't have many weapons there, and I mean, he a dog. So I mean, I'm going to get him.
With Jimmy G, I could see his catches and yards going up, and maybe a decline in touchdowns, and that just kind of balancing, evening out. Waller isn't there either. Who was, he didn't eat a whole lot, but it's another weapon that's not there. I know they have a rookie filling in for him right now.
Jacobs coming in obese, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, do something, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shape.
Well, speak of Jacobs. Let's talk about it. 1 year, $12 million. The running backs didn't hold the line or hold the door in the words of Game of Thrones, but 1 year deals are being passed out. What are your thoughts, Biggie?
Well, hey, I got love for Jacobs, but like you said, when Saquon folded, you know what I'm saying? Everybody pretty much, I mean, this was just really the same face. He held out and held out. I mean, he didn't give about another million or two, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but just we talking like a million ain't no money. But at the same time, I think he was looking for a lot more. And he just finally kind of like swallowed his pride, took the extra, but with 1.9 and went on ahead and played. I think he's going to be fat, though. I don't know if he's going to really play like he did last year. People are going to be looking for him. I don't think they were looking as hard, last year.
What you got, Brother Fox?
I think the thing with Josh Jacobs you're going to run into is those soft tissue injuries, especially early in the season. He's not in football shape. He might be in shape, but he's not in football shape. It's probably going to be to week 2 to almost to week 3 before he's really in relatively good football shape. Now, during that time, it doesn't mean that they're going to stop running him. It doesn't mean that he going to take them hits. Week 1, he's going to line up first play of the game. So Who's to say he might not pull some, tweak some, roll some? That would be my thing with him and with Jonathan Taylor. I feel like whatever team they go to, they're not going to be in football shape enough to be able to be successful initially. And so that's why I would have my reservation. If he falls to me in like the 3rd, because I know before he was going like mid to late 2nd, if he falls to me in the 3rd, I'd be happy with it. But if I have to take him in the 2nd and he'd be my pretty much my RB1, I wouldn't do it.
It's difficult talking about him because obviously he led the league in rushing yards last year. New quarterback. As you mentioned, soft tissue. Is he in football shape? Are they going to be eyeing for him? I like him where he's mocking right now, which is in the back end of the 2nd. I think that's fair value for last year's RB2. He only finished behind Austin Eckler last year, who's another person who isn't getting any type of respect and is often going like 5 or 6. When the guy just finished 2, then backed it up, finishing RB1. But that's neither here nor there. Josh Jacobs is talented. I think it's just all on value. And I think with that new contract, that's going to probably raise his ADP to mid-2nd, early 2nd. And I'm not willing to pay that. But kind of like you, Brother Fox, if he's on there on that turn, if I get Justin Jefferson at 1, or if I get Tyreek Hill like at 4 or 5, I might flirt with Josh Jacobs and then maybe try to get like a Najee Harris as an insurance pick in the 3rd round.
Right. I kind of got a Kenny Galladay, feel to this.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? I just have it. I mean, if you're gonna get Zamir White, if you get him, you better get Zamir. You better draft him a little bit earlier.
I heard that. Moving on to our next powder blue boy. Jalen Waddle seems to be nicked up a little bit more than people actually talk about. Super talented, abdominal, it looks like. Looks like he should be ready. Optimistic he'll be ready. So they're optimistic he'll be ready for week 1. we'll see what he's doing. Right now he's going at 22. It's a little too rich for my blood. What are your thoughts, Brother Fox?
You know, Jalen Waddle was a blue 10 boy in college.
Yes, sir.
He flashed a lot, but he also was hurt a lot. As many games as he scored touchdowns, he was hurt in college. So, it's just continuing that trend. Albeit he is a magnificent player. It's about your availability in fantasy football. Like, do you really want to risk the chance of drafting Jalen Waddle in the second or early third round, and then he gets hurt, and now you're down your wide receiver 2, and you end up losing games that might cost you later in the season? It's up to you. It's up to you. We did 10 mock drafts this year. I had a chance to draft Jalen Waddle in about 6 of those drafts and passed on him every single time.
I think I'm in the same boat. I haven't mocked him in our 10 mock drafts. What about you, Biggie? What are your thoughts at 22?
Hey, we're on the same thing. Like they said, you got to go back to the Alabama days. I mean, he was a blue tent boy, and I was surprised, to be honest, when he got drafted. In the first, that early. I think what was it?
Traded up to get him.
Right. I think it was because of, the Tua bond or whatever. But at the same time, like you said, he was coming in with an ankle injury, a broke ankle or something. They was questioned if he was going to play. Again, with the same. And he came out dominating. But here we go with the blue tent. I'm not. It's crazy that y'all said that. I don't know of a mock that I've drafted him in. So if he falls, I'll pick him. But not worried.
For the listeners that may not have seen all of our drafts, we never drafted the same position. We drafted at the front of drafts, middle of drafts, end of drafts. Right. All 3 of us are telling you in 10 mock drafts, not a single one of us picked Jalen Waddle a single time.
0-30.
Piggy always pick him up.
Oh,
and I'm talking shit.
Mr. Anderson. The Matrix is in the building. If you guys have the time, would love some feedback on my team just drafted. Let's get into it. We got plenty of time. So I see one quarterback. So I'm just going to assume this is redraft, full PPR. We're going to go Josh Allen, Cooper Kupp, and A.J. Brown. Cam Akers and David Montgomery, George Kittle, and Amari Cooper as the flex. These are just the starters. I think it's a talented squad. You do have a few asterisks on there. What do you guys think?
So that means he went Cooper Kupp first, A.J. Brown second. He reached for Josh Allen in the third. Then went Cooper in the fourth. He waited way too long for his running backs. If Cam Akers is your RB1, that means he didn't pick him up to 5th or 6th, probably 6th round.
Yeah.
And get then David Montgomery.
He might have taken Kittle, then got Akers, Montgomery. To be honest with you,
that's what I was thinking. Kittle was 5th.
I mean, to have punted on running back, you got lucky. I mean, Cam Akers is your running back. I don't know if you remember what Cam Akers did week 1 last year. It was a goose egg. And then I think Sony Michel was the started running back, and they thought about trading him. Hopefully he's revamped and they're serious about dedicating, but they just lost the O-lineman too, and their O-line was already kind of poop. But your receivers are going to keep you in the game. Your quarterback's going to keep you in the game. If Kittle stays upright, he's going to help. I don't like Deshaun Watson this year, and he's tied to Amari Cooper, who I do like. I think it's an okay squad. I think you can, in a 12-team league, you might be like the 6, 7 seed, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Right. I think. Hey, no hate, Mr. Anderson. You know what I'm saying? I love your team.
No, right.
I love your team, but I think at the same time, hey, Cam Akers, I'm on record. He is trash. I would definitely say that. You know what I'm saying? Stay close to the waiver wire. Make sure don't get anybody. Rise up when somebody gets injured, then you can get a running back. Remember, you got the quarterback. You got a solid, tight end if he stays out the blue tent. But I mean, Cooper. Amari Cooper is one. I think Watson is going to have a good year, not a great year, but a good year. And I think
Amari Cooper's solid.
Yeah, he's solid. He's somebody I'm eyeing.
I like Amari Cooper. I don't like the quarterback. That's just me.
Yeah, tell me why.
I think Deshaun Watson is a former shell of himself.
He washed.
Damn near. He like hung to dry. He hung to dry.
That's a guy. That's LSU. Y'all want that LSU?
Washed. You know, took him in the backyard, some soap and water, a little elbow grease, little toothbrush, Forrest Gump style.
He's crazy.
I like him. He did what he did. He did his time. He deserved a second chance. I'm rooting for him. He just don't seem like the same guy. And everyone's always, if he's a fraction of himself, imagine what. He ain't a fraction of himself. He a fraction of himself. He's still better than like Kirk Cousins, but that's not saying a whole lot.
I look at it this way, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of what Deshaun Watson does, Amari Cooper put up numbers with Jacoby Brissett out there.
Yeah,
you know, he's about 2 steps above Big E. You know, he real long in the tooth. I look at it as if Amari Cooper could put up numbers with that level of quarterback. Hell, Amari Cooper put up with numbers with the Russia quarterback when Dak Prescott got hurt before that trade. Yeah. So like I look at it as like, hey, regardless of quarterback, Amari Cooper has been solid with his numbers. So I feel like even if Deshaun is the shell of himself, is the shell of Deshaun better than Jacoby Brissett? I think so.
All right. Hey, I think that he's going to. He's always relaxed on the field. He's very relaxed. You know what I'm saying? He's going to play good. I think he's going to play well. And I love the shot at me, brother Fox. Take that hat off and show us your glory, brother. You always
brother.
You know what I'm saying?
It's coming back. You'll see it next weekend.
Look, show your. I know I will. Look, show your age. You about 40?
Mr. Anderson says, Jaylen Warren, thoughts? I wouldn't draft him unless I had Najee Harris.
I like Warren.
Do you?
I like Warren. I do. I think Warren is explosive. I really do.
He said he's available right now for me to get off of waivers. Do you think he's a waiver wire? You think he should be rostered? Is Jaylen Warren someone who should be drafted?
No, not right now.
Now
he looked fantastic in preseason. He looked fantastic.
Yes,
but preseason is never an indicator. Exactly, it's never an indicator of regular season touches. You know, look at the history of the Pittsburgh Steelers. They've always been bell cow running back groups. You know, like Najee Harris until the wheels fall off. When the wheels fall off, then they'll put in Warren. You know, like. I'd have to look back at the numbers last year, but I can almost guarantee you, unless Najee Harris was out, he had less than 8 carries a game. And his 8 carries a game at, 2-3 yards a pop, is that really worth even being rostered?
Yeah, like I said, I would only have him if I had Najee. If I didn't have Najee, you're playing the backup Russian roulette, hoping the starter gets hurt so that your handcuff can go off, if the handcuff even goes off, given the opportunity. Picked up Jordan Anderson late and Tyler Algier, both great pickups. Should something happen to Bijan Robinson, you have a 1,000-yard rusher in Algier, and I think Addison can at least replicate what Adam Thielen did last year. Injured Adam Thielen did.
Couldn't agree more.
True.
Going down, this is a brother like the talk of the town, to be honest, going at 24 on Sleeper. Jonathan Taylor. Don't know if he's hurt, if he's healthy. He says he'll return when he's healthy. He wants to be paid. He's on the trade. Like, there's so much going on with so much drama surrounded by him. He also has AR-15 as his quarterback should he return, that he's got to worry about vulturing goal line touchdowns. But 24 seems fair if he is healthy. What do you guys think about JT?
I ain't touching JT. It's too many question marks. I mean, unless he drops way down where he's just like JT still there, we don't know where he's going to play. But I'm still, concerned about the ankle. I mean, I don't know if it's all the way. It's a lot of, question marks about if it's all the way healed. Is he like playing games? I mean, then you got, the contract kind of like dispute, and is he going to get traded? So, I mean, I don't know. I still think he's a great running back, but I don't know if he's that number one running back that he was a couple of years ago.
Now, I know Adam Schefter came out and said today that the Colts set a deadline for his trade, and the trade is 4 p.m. tomorrow, which is cuts. And apparently they have two teams that have presented trade offers to the Colts. One being the Miami Dolphins. The other team is unknown right now. People are speculating that it's the Eagles because apparently Howie Roseman throws every line out. He shoots every jump shot he can.
Mm.
So, and at least according to Adam Schefter, he said that there's more likelihood of Jonathan Taylor being traded than him not being traded. So I think he will find a new team, and I feel like whatever team he goes to will be a true indicator of how far he can really go. Is he going to go to a playoff team? Is he going to go to a team with a quality running back? Is he even going to go to a good situation? Like we don't know that. So I guess it's kind of like wait and see. But like I was saying previously with Jacobs, he hasn't been practicing, and when that happens, you have the much higher likelihood of those injuries to the soft tissue, the hamstrings, the groins, those kind of injuries, and those linger all season.
We got another one. Hello, fellas. Please let me know what you think of my 14-team full PPR squad. Let's get into it. We've got Burrow, Bijan, Devontae Smith, Drake London, Goddard, Zay Flowers as a flex. Bench is B-Rob Jr., Elijah Moore, the rookie out of Seattle, Jay Warren, Zay Jones, Mims. What you guys think? How do you guys feel about the Javonte and the Drake London? Those are the two I'm kind of iffy about. Everything else I'm cool with.
Yeah. I couldn't agree. Yeah, Javonte is, it takes 2 years generally to come back from ACL injuries.
Yes.
And Williams, not only did he tear his ACL, but I think he tore his MCL and like partial PCL. And when you have those kind of injuries, those are heavy. So, I don't even know, has Williams even been practicing yet? Is he already back?
No, not that I believe. I can check real quick. And while we check on that, Mr. Anderson has sticking with the Colts. Thoughts on Pittman Jr.? I think we're all fading him.
Hey, I want to hear what Fox has to say about it. That's how I feel. I want to hear what Brother Fox has to say about Pittman.
I can't stand Pittman. I've stayed away from Pittman for years. If you follow this Safe Space,
hey, what did he do to you? What did that man do to you?
I got nothing personally against Pittman, but I think Pittman's trash. I don't see it. I just don't see it.
Where did he play college? That's my question. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's
USC boys. That's
stamping with. But go ahead. Yes, Javonte.
He played in the second preseason game, Brother Fox.
Okay.
But may start the season on a snap count. I mean, that's a good value pick. I wouldn't want him as my starter, maybe as a flex, but at the earliest flex. But you got him. You got a pretty well-rounded squad. I'm not mad at it, especially for 14 team, because I'm thinking 12. If you're thinking 14, that's actually a really good squad.
Yeah. If Williams pops off for you, you're making the playoffs.
Right.
I feel like Williams going to be – well, go ahead. Let's talk about Breece.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
I think Williams
going nowhere.
Breece and Javonte. You know what I'm saying? Both of them. I mean, both of them have injuries that take another year. Everybody is talking about how, oh, man, they're just so quick to recover. I mean, are they being pushed out there? That's the way I feel. Or do they feel that they got to be pushed out there? You know what I'm saying? To keep their spot. So, I mean, I have no faith in them.
They're optimistic that he's going to return week 1. But, I mean, you still got a serviceable back and Michael Carter, let alone now you have who I think they overpaid for. Dalvin Cook is in the picture. I can't touch Breece Hall. And a month ago, 6 weeks ago, I love Breece Hall. I would have taken him early second. Now I'm completely fading him. Even at 39, I don't see the value in a fourth round in taking him when you know he's coming back off the injury, and the presence of Dalvin Cook is just it don't sit well with my soul.
Yeah, with the contract, they're gonna run Cook to death.
Yeah, of course.
They're gonna run him to death.
Yeah, like we said in our last mock draft, when it comes to Breece Hall, obviously the Jets got that insurance with Cook there, but even more so, it's like Brees he's the dynasty for them at running back. They don't want to risk him short term and hurt his career long term. So I feel like you said, they're gonna run the hell out of Dalvin Cook, get them yards. He'll throw in the pitch of Michael Carter in there, and Brees will kind of get in where he fits in. I feel like he'll be more of a quality back toward the end of this season.
Yeah.
But early in the season, it's going to be tough.
Similar to J.K. Dobbins, you want him at the end of the season. Mr. Anderson, we appreciate it. It says, hey guys, just found you guys tonight and love how you interact with us. New subscriber here. How often you guys go live? Love to be able to bounce ideas off of you. So every other Monday, we do a mock draft and we do an actual show. We do a 7 to like 7:30, 7:40. And then we do a 5:30 mock draft next Monday. But when the regular season is here, we will be recording at 7 o'clock every Monday. But next week, we will record at 5:30 for our mock draft Monday. Much love, and we appreciate you. Mr. Anderson.
Right, Mr. Anderson. Much love.
Mr. Anderson, the Matrix himself. Thanks, guys. Pretty excited for the potential upside of some of those younger pieces. For sure, man. Anytime you want your team ranked, rated, let us know. We appreciate it. We're here for the people. It's a safe space. Come laugh, come cry your fantasy sorrows away, and we'll be here for you. This is not a real stat-oriented show. This is more just a place to kick back, have fun, and shoot the shit, and get back to having fun with fantasy football.
Definitely.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, Christian Kirk. He's one I could never get my eye on. I'm gonna defer to one of you two.
Hey, well, let me speak to Christian Kirk because I've always dogged Christian Kirk.
Likewise.
Yes, I've always dogged Christian Kirk like he's going to shine this year because people have talked up Ridley so much. Mm-hmm. And I think that Ridley's going to be all right, but I think they're just giving him too much hype. I mean, I'm not on the Ridley train. I mean, he was going in the 5th, and he was in the 4th. I saw the last time I drafted, he was in the 3rd, and I'm like, man, he ain't played in 2 years. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Michael Thomas all over again. What is going on? I'm not touching that guy. So Christian Kirk, he proved it some, so I think that he can shine. He can get a little shine on.
What you got, Brother Fox?
Hey, I couldn't agree more. I had spit on Christian Kirk coming into last year with that terrible contract. I didn't think he was worth it. And I think the majority of the NFL didn't think he was worth it. But he went off and he showed us what he was made of.
Yep.
I think with the addition of Calvin Ridley, the person who's going to take the biggest hit is going to be Zay Jones. I feel like Christian Kirk and Ridley, they'll find ways to manufacture them ball touches. And, I think the beneficiary of that's going to be Ingram at the tight end slot. He'll have far more one-on-one coverage. And he's kind of more of a receiving back anyway. He's like a Kirkland brand Travis Kelce out there. So I just look at
it's a good thing.
Kirk's going to be he's going to benefit from it, and I think a lot, especially his ADP is pretty low this season because everyone's hyping up Kirk, hyping up Ridley. You might be able to get Christian Kirk at a late pick and have him be very productive for your football team.
Love him for best ball. Look, back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. Once in Arizona, once in Jacksonville. He's probably going to be the number 2. Still could probably edge out 1,000 yards, to be honest. This could be Trevor Lawrence's second year with former Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl coach. Oh my gosh, Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson. Yeah, dope. I mean, sky's the limit for Jacksonville. I'm expecting a lot of good things from them. They play in a sorry division. You get Houston twice. You get the Colts twice. You get Tennessee twice. Don't nobody play defense in the AFC South. So I like Kirk at his current value, but for some reason I've just never been able to pull the trigger on him. He says, last one, DJ Moore. Will Justin be more of a thrower this year or ? Brother Fox, what you got?
I think DJ Moore has proven that regardless of whatever quarterback is throwing in the football, he's going to be a productive receiver. He's going to have over 1,000 yards. He'll have over 58, 59 catches. I feel like he's a clear-cut wide receiver 2 with a wide receiver 1 upside. Justin, I feel like Justin, he has the hype on him because of the fact that he has the running ability. But if you look at his passes, he throws off platform. He doesn't really even flow with the structure of the offense. He just makes a lot of good plays. I don't see him as a long-term solution for the Bears at quarterback, and I feel like this season is going to prove it. But I wish the brother well. I hope he does well, but I just don't. I don't think he's really going to drastically improve as a passer. The Bears have never had over a 4,000-yard passer in their history, which isn't even that much. Hell, there's people out there with well over 5,000 yards, and I don't think that Justin will be the next 4,000-yard passer for their ball club.
He says, so my bench is Christian Kirk, DJ Moore, Pittman Jr., Jordan Anderson, and Tyler Algier. Who should I drop first? Or would you start someone over the list I posted first? I think you got to start. I think you got to trade some of these receivers with Cam Akers and upgrade your running back situation. That's what I would do. I wouldn't drop anyone necessarily right now before the first snap is ever taken on that Thursday. Was that Chiefs versus Lions? Mm-hmm. If I'm you, Mr. Anderson, 10
days from today,
I'm pairing Akers and Pittman. I'm pairing Akers and Cooper, Akers and DJ Moore, or even Monty. I would pair some of your guys. I mean, you got a whole list of receivers that could play flex. Upgrade your running back situation. David Montgomery hopefully is the Jamal Williams in that Detroit offense. But if he's not, which we probably won't, considering they spent the 12th overall pick on Gibbs, you might be looking at like a kind of a Mike Tolbert touchdown dependent running back that doesn't get a whole lot except for a touchdown every other game.
Right. I think that Fields is going to have a good year. I think so. I mean, he had nothing but trash at wide receiver. And you can say Allen Robinson. I mean, he already, let's not bring his name up, not to be mentioned on Safe Space because I got with him. But I'm saying that I think that's the first wide receiver that he really has. I mean, Moore, I think he is. It could be a top tier wide receiver. Not going off of the little screen pass the Fields threw behind him,
right?
That he caught and ran it up the field. But we know that he can sling it at least, and we know that Moore. I mean, with the touchdown in Atlanta, he can get behind the defense. So I mean, at least he can launch one. I mean, let's give him a shot. And I ain't gonna say 4,000 yards, but I mean, he might get 35, he get 30, brother get 35, and I mean, much as he run, he got 100 yards in the first quarter last year.
Yeah. I also, about your team, Mr. Anderson, if you're still there, Cooper Kupp and Akers, you got two Rams, and that's not the offense you want to have a receiver and a running back in. If you had like T. Higgins and Joe Mixon, that would be one thing, but to have Cooper Kupp, who's already got the hammy, and Cam Akers, I would try to move one or the other and just try to upgrade because you got a deep roster, and the fact that DJ Moore is on your bench is kind of crazy because he could be your wide receiver 2 or your flex, and you could get rid of one of your current wide receivers and Akers and upgrade. That's just me personally. That's the approach I would take.
And we talk about Mr. Anderson, right? So
yeah, he's still here. It said there wasn't no one in the live, but he's still here.
Right, Mr. Anderson. I just advise, like a lot of people do now, slide in these owners' DMs. Slide in the DMs. That's what I always do. Screenshot a trade that you looked at, and then send it to them and see what they say. You know what I'm saying? Because
this knucklehead got kicked out of the joint practice the other day. I forgot about that.
Cam Akers?
He don't want to play.
Yeah.
He was already on, man.
He tried to fight Max Crosby from the Raiders, from your squad.
Oh, yeah. He must go. He must. You know what I'm saying? We can't have it. Max Crosby, one of the only good players that we have. So we definitely need him. So Cam must go. With DJ Moore, I mean, you might live to regret if you trade DJ Moore. I think that Moore, he's going to get 1,000 yards. We're just going to see what he's going to do.
Look, and it says where he played less than 40% of the snaps in 7 games. Ugh. And that's your RB1. That's your RB1. Be careful, Mr. Anderson. Not to say that he can't be that dog that they always wanted him to be in the second round out of Florida State, but he ain't done it yet, at least not consistency. I would package Cam Akers and DJ Moore, Cam Akers and Cooper, Cam Akers and Pittman, Cam Akers and Cooper Cup, and just see what you get. But,
look at it this way.
I'll give you a special 7:00 special right here.
Okay, give me
I'm the only person in fantasy football, at least I was told this. When I send a trade, I always send 2 trades. And I'll give you an example. I'll send Cam Akers and Amari Cooper, and then I'll also send Cam Akers and DJ Moore, and hopefully they accept one of the 2.
Man, you said no trades because I tried to trade you several times, man, and it wasn't no bum deals either. I was.
You know what? You sitting here on this show because of me not accepting no trades. So what you got to say now?
Hey, we friends because of that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, yo, this cat won't trade. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to. And then we chopped it up. But I'm like, yo, hey, maybe you just didn't want to send me an offer because I was beasting y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I was, but I lost.
Hey, you ended up the first runner-up, which ain't the winner, just like me. All right.
Hey, Lamar the GOAT. Lamar's the GOAT.
I can't believe he won that league. He had no business. That's a whole nother. Don't get me started about him. We going well over the time, but we having fun. If you guys have any last-minute questions, hit us up before we get our dinner in. We know Big E is out there in North Carolina, so he on East Coast time. So he got to run soon. But any other questions you guys have, let us know. Let's get into one more player before we get out of here. I saw one. Who did I see? Suspended Alexander. Oh, I did not know this. What? So Jerry Jeudy is already off of our list. I know that. This is a guy who I was big on. I didn't realize he was hurt. Questionable. And the questionable could be anything. They don't even have nothing to report.
Yeah, that's not good. I mean, maybe you want to say
I gotta look, dude. Sleeper got to give us more than that.
Yeah.
I'm not drafting him. I tried to sell myself on him. I'm not touching this guy.
Mm-mm.
He got that Denver Navy blue tent boy in him. And I don't want no parts.
But surprisingly, what they said about Jeudy is what they said about my man in Jacksonville. I don't know why I can't think of his name. Oh, Ridley. That both of them could run. There's amazing route runners, and they could do this and do that. Same school, and I mean, I'm not sold on either one of them. I wouldn't pick either one.
Brother Fox, you got anything to add before we get out of here?
Hey,
VA in the house, Big E.
I'm VA. I'm from VA. I live in North Carolina now, but yeah, I'm from VA. Yeah. No doubt.
As always, if y'all can give us that HBO special. If you don't know what the HBO special is, it's the Help a Brother Out special. So help some brothers out. Hit that like button, subscribe. It truly goes a long way.
No doubt.
We appreciate it, man. That wraps up another episode of Fantasy Football Safe Space. We are in Vegas this year for the annual Las Vegas Fantasy Football Conference. We got another squad, and we will not leave any team
That's right.
Reviewed. So before I go into that closing argument, let's see what we got. Itty bitty South, is that City? It cut off. Yeah. But what we got? What we got?
6'5".
Yeah.
Gino, Jamar Chase, and Devontae Smith. I like it. Yeah. Najee Harris with Akers as your RB2, Dolch, DJ Moore as the flex. Then you got Dotson, Renfro, Elijah Moore, Ferguson, Hall, JWJ, Hunt, Koo. All right, man. I like the squad. Obviously, the tight end is itchy. I mean, but you're in the tight end roulette if this is the week that he scores a touchdown and he helps you win. Akers, I like him as an RB2 better than an RB1. Gino is someone who a lot of people are sleeping on. He was QB5 last year.
Right.
Lockett, DK, and they got the best receiver in the draft, and they took the first receiver in the draft. I like your squad. Maybe try to upgrade tight end.
Yeah, I mean, I like the tight end if Russell Wilson is playing. I mean, because he went to him. He really did feed him. And he won me a few leagues, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, that remains to be seen if Russ he ain't cooking no more. So, I mean, he kind of throwing it short. He really don't have a lot of protection, too, but he's holding the ball. He's older, so.
I love Dotson and Hall on your bench.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. You might be able to flip those later for top-tier players later in the year.
Yeah.
Akers, I would try to move on from. But
Right.
hey, it's still he's a quality RB2. It's just his his ceiling is real low. That's what I see it as. Like his ceiling is pretty low, but he does have immense talent.
I love Dotson. I love Dotson. Put Dotson in the game.
Yeah, that's a hell of a team for a 14-team league.
Yes. And Scary Terry is hurt, so Dotson's gonna shine. He's gonna shine.
Especially if Scary Terry does not play week 1, and the new offensive coordinator is Eric Bieniemy formerly of the Kansas City Chiefs. Can't go anywhere but up. Ron Rivera is a defensive guy. He got the defense set. They got Chase Young back, but the offense could actually be pretty decent.
They went 3-0 in preseason.
Hey,
average over 25 points a game.
But Fox was Eric Bieniemy. How well is he that guy?
He's a leader of men. Hey, here's the thing though. Like Eric Bieniemy, he is a leader of men. I just run into the issue that he's too egotistical. That's why he believes too much in himself. He's one of those coordinators is like, here's my stance. Here's my playbook, and you got to fit into my playbook. If you don't fit into my playbook, you don't get playing time. Which is, it works all well and good when you got Tyreek Hill and Patrick Mahomes, but when you don't have those kind of players around, and it's like last year, he had Sky Moore trying to run routes like he's trying to run deep routes like he fucking Tyreek Hill. No wonder he never got the ball. He's not beating them niggas off the line like that. Excuse my language. It is what it is. So, but Dotson, I think quietly the Commanders have built a hell of a team. They're one competent quarterback play from going to deep playoff run, personally. Right. Seaside Spartans, what? You know about that?
Hey, hashtag 831 got some fam over there. Hey, I graduated 02. This is my practice jersey I found in the storage. Had to throw it up there. I appreciate it, man. Look, I got Thai food waiting for me. DM us if you guys have any questions on IG. It's been Safe Space. We out of here. Mock Draft Monday, our last one of the preseason before the NFL kickoff, 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. I won't be on screen. My daughter has dance, but I'll be in the mock. Take care, y'all.
Vegas, baby.
Go Chiefs.
See y'all in Vegas Saturday.